Hello and welcome to this presentation around events management. Are you curious? Do you have high organizational and interpersonal skills and thrive in a fast-paced environment? Love planning parties and social events? Do you work well in teams? Then maybe a career in events management is for you. My name is Sarah Charles and I work at the University Bournemouth, a creative specialist university in the UK. This presentation will consider the skills you need to become a successful event manager and the variety of careers available to you. The presentation will last about 25 minutes. I hope it's useful and I hope you enjoy it. So what is an event? It's simply a planned public or social occasion. But events management is a relatively new subject. And yet it's been everywhere, from small pop-ups to large-scale music festivals, charity events to corporate affairs, hospitality to fashion shows and cultural events. An event manager conceives, plans and delivers all kinds of these events. The slide you can see here in the image is of an event that one of our BA-ON's creative events management students put on. There are images throughout the presentation, so I hope you enjoy looking at them. During the presentation, we're going to be looking at what makes a great event. What skills do you need to become an event organizer? How and where do you start? And what sorts of careers are available for you? So what does make a great event? Most would agree it's the atmosphere that makes the event successful. But you need a clear objective and a good understanding of what you want to achieve and to target the correct audience. It's all in the detail. You need to maintain interest by using methods to engage your audience. Make it interactive perhaps and really get people involved. You have to consider all practicalities, including location, size, type, in order to make it a successful event. What skills do you need to become an event manager? We've decided that the job of the audience is to enjoy the atmosphere and take part in the event. The job of the event manager is to facilitate that enjoyment and ensure as far as possible that what's surrounding the audience is this alchemy of atmosphere. So top personality traits of a great event manager are fantastic communication skills. You need to be a real people person and enjoy working in teams. Have a willingness to be flexible and always maintain a positive attitude, even if things go wrong. You need to be highly organized and efficient in everything that you do. You have to be able to budget capably. Pay attention to detail and take pride in the work that you're doing. And have that determination to succeed and stamina to keep working even when times get tough. And finally, you need to be able to think ahead and understand the benefits of really good planning. Events need creative, energetic, and well-organized people to make them a reality, with knowledge to conceive, plan, and manage creative events. Good events are a product of teamwork, involving people from a wide range of backgrounds and interests working together. So practice working with other people whenever and however you can. Discover and develop your own specialist interest and skills, but be aware of what your teammates are doing. Work experience allows you to put these skills into practice in an industry setting, so get as much of it as you can, even if that's only on a small scale or if you're lucky enough to be part of a larger scale event. Try to learn how the cultural industries operate. Develop your skills in technology, in digital technology and business planning. And become able to pitch your own design ideas. Build up that confidence to do that. And turn business principles into practice by writing a business plan to bring your ideas to life on paper. Using creative skills to take an event from the ideas stage to realization. Managing the logistics of planning and staging from concept to final delivery. Budgeting or raising funds if you need sponsorship for your event. To be able to market and promote your event. And develop a strong awareness of customer service, working closely to a client brief, which is very important. And managing a very complex, complicated workload. I thought I'd just take a minute to consider the creative industries and the sector as a whole. And you can see here from this chart that up until 2019, the creative sector was growing 5 times the rate of the wider economy, more than automotive, aerospace, life sciences, oil and gas industries combined. And the list on the right here are the areas where that growth was happening. And these include film, TV, radio, music, performing and visual arts. So creative events very much a part of this growth area. But then unfortunately the global pandemic happened and COVID arrived and it did hit the creative industries. But government officials, government advisors and researchers have been monitoring and keeping an eye on what's happening in the creative industries. And early indications show that creatives could be in a really strong position to come out of the other side of this pandemic due to their enterprising nature, those creative talents that are developed as part of their degree, transferable skills that can be used in other industries, their technical acumen, an ability to self-promote and network effectively with other industries, with each other and across the sector, and therefore developing new opportunities. So what careers are there? Here are some examples. It is a fast developing, dynamic sector offering lots of opportunities to work in anything from small staff events to festivals, weddings and charity fundraisers. The jobs on the left are directly related to a degree in events management. You can see there jobs such as event management, hotel manager, restaurant manager. But on the right there are jobs that you might not necessarily associate with events management, such as charity fundraiser, public relations officer, talent agent, or tourism officer. And all these careers are a reality for events management graduates because employers are very interested in seeing and accepting applications from graduates with that degree. So don't restrict yourself to specific jobs. After leaving university, the sorts of jobs that events management graduates go on to achieve in the UK include conference and exhibition managers. 34% of graduates achieve those kinds of jobs. And the good news from the charts at the bottom there is that over 78% of those graduates are employed in full-time employment. So event management is a competitive area where experience is as important as your degree. Any role involving customer service, hospitality, or tourism, perhaps casual staff at an event, you can gain skills and build up contacts and start making those all-important network connections. Perhaps you're involved in extracurricular activities, organising the end-of-term dance or ball, or a fundraiser for your school or society. Any role where you can demonstrate an ability to work hard and think on your feet is really useful. And here are some typical employers that our graduates go on to work for. The one in the middle there, Jim Cregan, actually founded Jimmy's Iced Coffee, a local coffee company that operates in Dorset and the surrounds. But equally, larger events management companies, charities and fundraisers. So the first measurable number indicating the rate of success of any event has to be the number of tickets sold. And then this list, as you can see, will follow until you finally get to the post-event review. Event management is one of the most thrilling but also daunting careers and professions that you can choose. Let's look at the 5 important aspects of events management. The first of these we've been talking about is the concept. It's the first step for planning a successful event, what the event will be held for. You can have a look at the link there, greatest concerts ever held. And whilst it not be the music industry that you eventually would like to work in, it will give you an idea of what successful events really look like and how you want your event to make the attendees feel. Think about an event that you've attended in the past that has created everlasting memories in your mind. Consider why you're planning this event. What's the purpose of the event? Is it to entertain others? Is it a charity fundraiser? A seminar perhaps to teach a particular subject? Once you've figured out the why, you want to figure out the who, your target audience who will enjoy or benefit the most from your event. And this will in turn help you determine the what. Should it consist of speakers, performances, activities, catering, all of these things, the list of things can go on. And then, of course, you end up with the when the event can take place and where is the best venue for it to take place. The second thing everyone should know is about coordination. Once you've decided on the concept, you maybe need to consider the theme or general idea for the event or venue. Does it need decorations? Are there any additional needs for the event? Such as hiring speakers, using audio-visual equipment. Then you must reserve the date and the venue as much in advance as you possibly can in order to start advertising the event and raising awareness so that the audience can buy tickets. Delegating tasks to your team members to coordinate transportation, catering and marketing is also very important. You can't do it all yourself. You also need to think about the budget. So sit down with an accountant or decide the event budget yourself. Make sure that no one is exceeding their part of the budget. Thirdly, you want to make sure that everything is on track. You are in control of this event. Always have a plan B. So if a speaker were to cancel or a band didn't turn up, do you have an alternative? Consider the worst case scenario and always have a backup plan. Be on top of your event. Fourthly, is the actual event, the D-Day. You and your team need to be on top of everything. Have an itinerary ongoing. Set up, rehearse perhaps if you need it, the event before it begins. That itinerary should be continuously followed, updated where necessary, and be alert at all times during the event. And finally, the closeout. The event is over. Once the event successfully ends, you must, of course, make the payments, terminate contracts, anything else that vendors, caterers, speakers, make sure that that's all complete. And then give feedback to your team. If they did a great job, tell them, let them know. Or if there are any issues, discuss them. Make sure they're addressed right away so that they can do a better job at your next event. Make sure you also ask them for feedback about your performance and how you fared as an events manager. Finally, make sure you reach out to the speakers and performers who came to the event, perhaps vendors and caterers. Ask them if they enjoyed the event and what could be done better for next time. You should also, if possible, reach out to your attendees, the audience, and ask them for feedback on the event. What could have been done better? Finally, events managers are busybodies. Know what's going on everywhere at all times from reception to exit. Ask yourself questions and find the answers quickly. If you have been tempted to become an events manager, perhaps throughout the presentation, one of the best places to learn is by joining a bachelor in events management. Make sure that it prepares you well and covers the things we've been talking about in this presentation and gives you maximum opportunities to practice. One of the things you will need to do if and when you apply for university is a personal statement. And here are just a few tips and ideas about how you can put that personal statement together. Talk about you, your interest, commitment, and enthusiasm. We want to know about that. Your career aspirations and how this degree is going to really help you get your foot in the door. What knowledge you have so far and understanding of the role. A good personal statement is around 80% academic and about 20% extracurricular, things that you do outside of school. Talk about relevant soft skills and achievements like problem solving, teamwork, and again, the things we've been talking about in the presentation. You can only write one, so do avoid mentioning specific universities or courses. Talk about the subject more generally. You only have 47 lines or 500 words, so try to make it succinct and don't repeat yourself. You can use key words and phrases such as the ones here: strengthen, influence, opportunity, proactive, adaptable. Or phrases like as a high energy, with an eye for detail, I firmly believed, really convince the reader that you're the right person for that course. And try to remember there's no I in me. Avoid starting every sentence with I if you possibly can. Prospects is a really useful resource, and I've used it throughout the presentation actually, to look up profiles on careers and what it means to work as a professional in the creative industries. It also includes related professions and typical employers, some of which I've shared with you today. There's lots of information on there, so do have a look if you have time. Thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope it's been useful. Do get in touch if you'd like to ask about any information you've seen today. Thanks for listening.
Iš esmės tikrai nuostabus universitetas Bournemouthas, tikrai yra tikrai lokacinė vieta, turbūt išimtinai faina. Tikrai jeigu tokie esat, kur norėtumėt studijuoti Klaipėdai, tai Bournemouth universitetas, Bournemouth Arts University būtų ta vieta. Kalbant apie patį renginių organizavimą, tai turbūt yra tikrai labai plati sfera ir su Karoliu per pertraukėlę kalbėjomės apie Kauną, apie mūsų mylimą miestą, kad Kaunas tikrai per daugelį metų yra labai stipriai pasikeitęs ir viena iš to įtakų yra ta pati Žalgirio arena pastatyta, kur tikrai turim be protų daug renginių, tiek krepšinis, tiek koncertai, tiek įvairūs kažkokie kitokie pasirodymai. Tai tikrai pagyvina miestą ir kalbant apie renginių organizatoriaus sritį, specialybę, tai tikrai specialistai ypatingai reikalingi, dėl to, kad tai yra labai platus spektras turbūt visokių įvairios veiklos. Ir renginiai gali būti tiek sportų, tiek kultūros, muzikos, nežinau, visuomeniniai kažkokie tai renginiai. Ir žmonės tikrai, kurie būna profesionaliai pasiruošę, aš galvoju, jos padaro ypatingai kokybiškai. Ir kartais mes kalbam, sako, tas renginys buvo nuostabus, ane, o ten kažkuris renginys nebuvo toks įdomus ir tada tu pradedi ieškoti smulkių detalių, kodėl jie skiriasi. Principe atlikėjai labai panašus buvo, bet vienas kažkaip ypatingai gerai suorganizuotas. Tai aš galvoju, čia profesionalumas ir pasirodo turbūt žmonių, kurie baigia studijas, kurie išmano iš tikrųjų, kaip tą renginį padaryti įdomią, atraktyvių ir apie tą, kurį žmonės kalbėtų vėliau. Pats Karolis turbūt pats dalyvauja daugelį renginių, vedi daugelį renginių. Aš manau, kad tai yra ta veikla, kur tau labai labai artima ir pažįstama.
Man būtų labai apskritai įdomu sužinoti, ką jie ten studijuoja, žinai, nes tarsi Lietuvoje, bent jau mano tame burbule, kur aš sukuosi, įspūdis toks, jog tai daugiau mažiau yra, toks savamokslis kažkoks dalykas, žinai, kur ir mano kolegos, kurias pažįstu, jau kalbant ir apie tos didžiosius renginių organizatorius, ten gal, kad nereklamuot pavadinimų, nereik minėti, bet kuriuo atveju jie pakankamai gerai žinomi. Jie nieko panašaus nėra baigę, bet jie skaitosi Lietuvos lyderiai, net neskaitos, o ir yra Lietuvos lyderiai šitos srity. Tai vat, ar turi patirties, kaip atrodo tie organizatoriai, kurie kažką panašaus yra baigę, ką tai jiems davė yra?
Iš esmės, man yra tekę būti viename iš universitetų ir būtent pristatinėję būtent renginių organizavimo pačią studijų programą ir kaip pavyzdys universitetas buvo būtent darbą, kuris prieš tai kalbėjo kitą temą apie kriminalistiką. Tai galiu pasakyti, kad tikrai labai įspūdingai pasirodė visa studijų programa, kurie tikrai turi didžiulę patirtį pačių renginių organizavimu, kur realiai organizuoja renginius. Ir kaip pavyzdys vienas iš didžiausių jų renginių, kur turėdavo kasmetiniai renginiai, kurie pakviesdavo daugiau nei 1000 žmonių, kuriem reikėdavo suorganizuoti kvietimus, paruošti visą programą, realiai išsiuntinėti visą informaciją ir patys tie renginiai tikrai būdavo tokie, kur žinomi pačioje Didžiojoje Britanijoje. Tai aš galvoju, kad tie specialistai tikrai, kurie pasiruošia būtent per tokią studijų programą, manau, kad papildytų tos didžiosius Lietuvos renginių organizatorius tikrai su profesionalia patirtim ir su žiniom. Tikiu, kad visą tai galima turėti ir be žinių, bet žinios tikrai jos kainuoja ir jos yra vertingos.